I really didn't want to hit that countdown. Hi guys. So this is gonna be like a weird live stream just because I'm like live streaming to multiple places. Just to help promote the SithCast podcast. And plus we got a lot to talk about, guys. Like, I mean, literally a lot to talk about. Again, just a real quick introduction. If you guys don't know who we are SithCast. We got Matt, who is also a member of Rogue 16. We got Thor, who is one of the founding fathers of DCX Open Mic. He's also AKA the Sith Lord who laughs. So, what's going on, guys? We got a lot to talk about, so let's just get straight to it. Because if we don't get straight to it, if we go like to we veer off tangent like we usually do, I think we'll be here for 4 hours trying to talk about everything. So yeah, man. Matt, let's go straight to you, man. Like, any recent pickups in terms of Star Wars?
Not anything. I don't think so. I got stuff coming in for Christmas. That'll be kind of cool, but nothing that I know of. Like statue or prop or helmet or. I think maybe some RS stuff coming. I did get this. That's the one thing I got was the Gold Leader helmet that just came in.
Yeah, I saw your live stream.
Recently.
And dude, like that was a nice little surprise, right? Because I wasn't expecting anything, and then all of a sudden, like, whoa, like you guys have the Gold Leader.
Yeah, we weren't expecting it either. We didn't know what was going on, but we knew they had them done. Like they had a decent amount of them done, so we were like, hey guys, why don't you send one of those over? Like we already paid for it and everything, so it kind of just made sense for them to send it. But I think they're doing the main part of the run probably early next year or something like that. So
all right, cool. Yeah. But yeah, how do you like it so far? Like,
it's cool. It's a Y-wing helmet, which is cool. Right. It's not, it's the same, looks exactly like an X-wing helmet, but it's a Y-wing helmet. And, so yeah, it's really nice. If you have any of the RS, props, X-wing helmets, it's kind of the same thing. But just with the different like paint and weathering and stuff. It's really nice.
Oh yeah. Well, first of all, your display back there is looking really nice, man, with all the helmets and everything.
Yeah.
Cool. It's coming along, man. I noticed that you're taking away all your Hot Toys away.
It's slowly changing. Things are slowly changing. So I gotta figure out the only thing I gotta figure out is these stormtrooper helmets on the bottom are so bright. They're even bright to the eye. Like it's just really bright. And so I got to figure out if I need to like put more because I don't think the Magi cases have a dimmer on them, and so I just got to figure out if I need to somehow put something on the lights below it. But otherwise, it's it's coming along. It's coming along really nice. So
yeah, I mean, congratulations on your pickup with the helmet. Again, your display is looking phenomenal, man.
Thank you.
And it looks really good. And man, I'm sad, and the reason why I say that is because you're slowly leaving me in terms of collecting. I know you're not good, but it's like, oh no, don't go to
things are shifting a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm completely out. I would say I'm just trying to be a lot more selective. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, you can spend money on Hot Toys, sure, but I mean, you start to get to the point where like you're spending, 3 Hot Toys can buy you, a really nice statue, right? And so like you got
or like a helmet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. One Hot Toy can buy you a helmet sometimes. So like that's the problem. Is you have to really really have to make decisions and figure out what you really want in your collection, and that's kind of shifted for me, and it's kind of going in a bit of a different direction, but still all Star Wars, that's for sure.
Yeah, hey, dude. First of all, I'm just happy that you're all strictly Star Wars. But it's been a year, and how 1 year you see your collection evolving, and it looks great, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's shifted a lot.
Yeah, but seriously, looks great.
And I do have some empty shelves here still. Like I've got some stuff I got to put in different places, but yeah, I don't know how things are going to change kind of moving forward with my display. I think I'm going to have to adjust.
And which actually I was going to ask you, well, I'll ask you a little bit later once we start talking about some of the news that was dropped on us. And I was going to ask you some, like, how you feel your collection is going to evolve, basing it off the news that we just got, we received like about less than a week ago. But congratulations on your pickup. That gold leader helmet looks pretty sick. I was watching your live stream and I'm like, yikes! Like, wow! Like I cannot stare at this thing too long because I'm going to want to get it.
They're nice. They're nice. They look really good. If you have a couple, 2, 3, or more X-wing helmets together, they look really nice. They're very unique looking. Like different pieces all look different, and the Stormtrooper ones are tough. You can get different variety of Stormtroopers. It's just, to me, it kind of starts to look the same because they're just white helmets lined up next to each other. I've seen displays where they look great though, so it just depends on how you display it.
Yeah, totally agree.
So.
All right. Well, congratulations, and we'll move on to the Sith Lord who laughs, Lord Vader. Any recent pickups?
Nothing huge. Well, my whole life I've collected knit hats, so I found these. This guy who made these knit hats. They got like the Mudhorn symbol on them.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Nice.
I ordered like 2 of them. They're like $15. Like total. I'm good, Ark. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
So that's about it. They'll show up eventually. They look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, it's tough because we talk every once a week, so it's hard to like get a whole bunch of stuff like within the week in terms of Star Wars.
Yeah.
But there is something I do want to talk about. Is this Moff Gideon Hot Toys figure that was just recently announced? I just want to get your thoughts on it. Thor, I know you don't really collect the Hot Toys, but I just want to get your opinion on the actual portrait and how he looks. What's your thoughts on the portrait of this?
You might not like what I'm gonna say. I like his portrait better than the PF.
No, I mean it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
so, I mean, of course I'm not gonna get this, but
yeah.
I do like the portrait better than the premium form. I mean, is it perfect? No, but I mean, to me, this is what his expression should be. Like usually you see him with kind of a smirk. Like it's usually not like a snarl that he has on his face, So I think that was one of the things I mean, I like it. I like it.
I mean, it's not really a surprise, right? Like we knew that. I mean, Hot Toys always outdoes almost every statue company. Yeah. I mean, so it's not really a surprise there. But that said, I'm not a big fan of either one. I think he kind of looks like his face is just starting to melt. Like not. It hasn't. It's not melting yet, but it's just starting to melt.
I was trying not to laugh, but I couldn't help myself. That was a pretty,
But that said, like that's just what I see. I know there's plenty of people that really like this expression and really like the way he looks, and his armor looks fantastic. The Darksaber looks good. I mean, they. It's what I think people really like about this is that
pose right there. That's the one they should have
used. Yeah, people like that they can pose him. They can actually pose him versus there's people that don't like the pose of the premium format, right? So it is what it is, right? With the Hot Toys, at least you can pose how you want.
Yeah. Matt, I mean, like, how do you like the portrait? Like, out of a 10, how would you rate this portrait?
Out of 10, I would say a 7.
7.
That's
Okay.
That's
about where
kind of
I'm
what
at.
I would say.
That's about
I
where
don't
Yeah.
think it's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I just think it's not perfect. Hot Toys,
Yeah.
honestly, I've said this before. I feel the same about the premium format. I think that both companies can do better, and they should be doing better. I think with, this is the first face
Mafia.
sculpt, head
Mhm.
sculpt we get in the Mandalorian Hot Toys line.
Yeah.
First one. And
No,
so if that's the case, like, to me,
that's a
they should
great
have,
point, by the way. That's a
yeah,
great
they
point.
should have done better, I think. But is it bad? I don't think it's bad. No.
Mm.
I don't think it's bad. I think Sideshow, again, like I said, I think Sideshow can do better. I wish they would be taking the time to do stuff like, their X-Men line and some of this other stuff that just comes out so good. I know they got it in them. I just wish they would kill it. Now that said, I don't think the premium format's trash either. I think you could go either way with these and probably be pretty happy.
Yeah. Eh,
So it'll be interesting to see if they do a Cara Dune, how that turns out.
yeah.
Um,
And great, first of all, great criticisms on the Hot Toys, and also great eye in terms of like what was off with it. Again, for me, it's just one of those things. Is that like what I noticed is that like the portrait is off, but then you see people don't call it out.
Yeah.
It's just because they're so like a fan of the company that they overlook the imperfections. And that's just what my main point is. I agree. Like Thor, I agree with you. Matt, I agree with you. I think the Hot Toys is definitely a better portrait than the premium format. It's just that my point is that if you're gonna trash the premium format, you should trash the Hot Toys because they're both not perfect, right? And again, it's just if you are criticizing one company and not criticizing the other one, it's a little suspect, And that's
Yeah.
just for me. I just
I
want
think
like as a fair assessment of these collectibles.
I hear what you're saying. I think that's I think I understand what where you're coming from. I just don't think that's reality.
Mhm.
I just don't think people live in that
Oh,
world. I think,
absolutely. I,
you
I, I
know,
totally I totally agree. And it's just one of those things is that like I'm trying to go against the grain here.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to, and again, I used to do it. I used to do it when I first started collecting. I used to like just trash Sideshow just because it was the thing to do. Like, oh, look at that, $600. Who's gonna pay $600 for a statue? And here I am buying a freaking $1,200 Juggernaut statue.
Yeah. I hear you.
I'm a hypocrite, and for me, I don't want people to go through that. I'm just trying to be. I'm just kind of explaining my experience to and sharing it with my fellow collectors. Is that if you're going to criticize something, I think it's fair to say you should criticize the other company and not be biased with your opinion just because it's a hot toy or it's Sideshow or it's
No,
one of those.
I agree. I think both. I've got Sideshow stuff. I've got Hot
Mhm.
Toy stuff. Both can do fantastic work.
Yeah.
I think they should both be, especially with the Mandalorian, they should both be trying to hit it out of the park, and give us something that's amazing, because Mandalorian, I think, deserves to have something that's amazing. But
Absolutely. I totally agree with you just because, Mandalorian is doing something that a lot of Star Wars movies besides the original trilogy is doing. It's really bringing the fans together.
Yeah.
It's
I will
it's
say
ju-
this though.
yeah.
I think with the Sideshow premium format,
Mhm.
with the statue, it's tough, right? Because whatever pose it's in, you can't change it. It is what it is, right? That is what you're getting. And with the Hot Toy, at least, even if you don't like the head sculpt completely, at least you can change it however you want, to make it look how you want it to look. So that's the tough part for me is I think people kind of they may not know exactly why they don't like it, but
Mhm.
it could be the head sculpt, but it could also be the pose. And I think it's just, it's harder for premium. Honestly, it's harder for people that make statues, I think, to hit something out of the park. They have so much they have to think about. So many things have to go right for a statue to be really good.
No, I
know?
hear you, man. It's a lot. It's hard to nail a likeness of a character on a polystone
Yeah.
statue, right? It's hard. It just doesn't translate the way you want. You could sculpt it the way, like, you could digitally sculpt it the way you want it to, how it looks or how the character looks on the screen, on the computer screen. But then when you print it, or you make it, it sometimes it doesn't come out that way, and you're like, well, that's the best I could do.
Yeah.
And and it's different with Hot Toys. Again, it's just, for me, it's just fair assessment for both companies, for both figures, or should I say both collectibles.
Yeah.
And but let's move on. There has been some rumblings out there by the Kucharik brothers. Wow. Could this be a mythos? Could this be
Mythos, Mandalorian?
Or some were saying this could be like Boba Fett carrying. I don't know. I mean,
nah.
I'm just saying, is that like, is this something that the Kucharik brothers are teasing?
I mean, I guess, the tough part is that the Mandalorian's already kind of mythos himself, right? I mean, he's kind of off doing his own thing, and I don't know. That's a tough one. Yeah, I think it could be cool if they did like a very mythos style Mandalorian with child.
How about this?
Not a pregnant Mandalorian, but a Mandalorian holding the child.
Well, let me just throw this out there real quick, guys, before I get Thor's opinion on this. What do you think about, because the Mandalorian and the child is based off the Lion and the Cub. What do you think if the Kucharik brothers does something like that? Thor, like, what do you guys think about that?
First of all, what the hell is the Lion and the Cub?
So Lion and the Cub is it's based off like the Japanese samurai movie.
Okay.
Well, not the Lion and the Cub, the Lone Wolf and the Cub. It's actually I think a book, and it was made into a TV show. It's just like a samurai influence, you could say. So let me just kind of pull it up so you guys have an idea of how it looks. And I'm just wondering if maybe the Kucharik brothers are trying to nail something like that, like this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the illustration you just put up, it kind of looked like he was on his back, like, because I didn't see a hand holding him.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's similar. And I was also about to point out, before you pull this up, all of their illustrations kind of look like these Japanese style of, like black and white, like with the Shumi brush.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Like right there.
No, that's kind of what it looks like. It looks like it's on his back a little bit. Like, if you go back to it,
let me go back to it.
Because I don't really see any fingers holding them.
Yeah, it's just
that looks like a shoulder pad right there. You see the straps? That looks like he's on his shoulder, on his back.
Oh, I can see that. For some reason I see the side of him for some reason.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is his arm down here.
Mm-hmm.
And then what Grogu is holding on to is like his shoulder. It actually looks like some kind of cloth or something, but that definitely looks like a strap and a buckle right there. So yeah.
So this would be like what Grogu is like 200. Is that what's supposed to be going on here, or what? What's going on?
He's Grogu 200 is like he's in like his pre-teenage years, right? Yeah. So
this looks like homeless Grogu.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, look at all the holes in his freaking.
Yeah.
Like it looks like they've been through some shit.
Maybe, right? Maybe we'll see after the
He's
next
got
the
bags
next
under his eyes. He's seen a lot of stuff, dude.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm done. But
He's seen a lot of stuff, man.
yeah. But I mean, I really hope this comes to fruition and like we actually get to have this as a collectibles, because that'd be really cool
It'd be very cool.
if it's like a mythos like samurai influence, like a Mandalorian with a child.
Do the Kutrek brothers, do they mainly do the mythos line for Sideshow?
I'm not sure.
They did Ventress.
Mhm.
I believe they did Maul. These new ones, they did too. I don't think they did Palpatine.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
definitely know they didn't do Obi-Wan.
No.
Well, you're gonna like this one. They did the Vader that's from Rogue One, that statue where he looks like he's throwing a football.
Oh, the Heisman one. Yeah.
Yeah. So they did that.
10 o'clock.
That it doesn't look bad. It looks, the sculpt and everything is good. It's just he's not really that nimble. You know what I mean? Like the shoulder pads kind of keep his arms at a, so that's the reason why I never really, but I mean, body, well, all the, the suit and everything looks great. It's just, again, the pose I don't like on it.
Yeah. I mean, again, I hope, this comes to fruition. We actually get it. And it's just not a tease, because that dude, if this, oh man, can you imagine how this would look?
They got to be showing this for a reason.
Crazy.
They have to be showing this for a reason.
It's all of a sudden it's the last episode coming and they're showing this.
Yeah. So, I hope so.
They
really hope
do shit for a reason, bro. You just got to follow the signs,
Yeah. I really hope so. I really, really hope so. One more thing I do want to talk about before we move on to some of the announcements here. So Diamond Select Toys has decided to make some really cool PVC statues, right? So this is their PVC. It's one of their, their main statue lines. It's a gallery diorama. So it's actually made out of PVC. You could buy this from the Disney store. It's about like $50. They've done this with some of the Marvel stuff, right? I mean, some of the Marvel stuff is hit or miss, but in the most part, when it's a hit, it looks really, really good. Like their Beast statue that they did, where he's like upside down on on one hand, doing like a handstand. That looks really cool. So
I just didn't know that Vader jogged. Like that's kind of surprising.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of weird because he's standing or something and he's kind of like,
it looked like he lifting Legos.
It does look like he's lifting.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, so he's
I like the saber effect. That's cool, but
yeah. So this is like a he's using some sort of force, right? I mean, in this lighting, it looks pretty good, right? He's like where he's throwing this little canister at somebody. So it's around $50, I believe. So, and it's being sold on the Disney store. Again, this is probably like, I guess, the beginning of some of the stuff that's going to be releasing from Diamond Select, which is really affordable, like $40 to $50 like statues. Obviously, they own Gentle Giant and they do make some
right,
$40 to $50 like bust, right? And I don't know. Hey, again, more Star Wars. I'm happy. But Matt, what's your thoughts on this statue and the price point?
Not for me,
and maybe
but,
and maybe the future of this line.
Yeah, I mean $40-$50. I mean, look, there's always got to be the entry point for people, right?
Mm-hmm.
If this is an entry point for someone and gets them in, and then all of a sudden they go, oh, there's better stuff out there, and they eventually get to like Sideshow, XM, Prime One, all that kind of stuff. Everyone's got a gateway, right? So I think other than that, I couldn't see I kind of couldn't see an actual like collector collecting these unless maybe the quality's actually good when you get it. I don't know. It just doesn't look great to me. But
Yeah, I mean it's a start, so let's see how this line turns out. But yeah, again, more Star Wars. I'm happy. And one more thing I do want to talk about. So I was talking to one of my good friends, Jay, or should I say, Borrega Fett, and we talk a lot about Star Wars on one of the Instagram chats we're in, and he did reach out to Iron Studios, right? And he asked them like, "Hey, listen, are you going to do?"
you're pulling this up.
Yeah, this
Oh yeah,
statue,
sure.
this
Fresh Fett.
yeah, and they kind of winked at him. So
They winked at him. That's what they did.
They send him a little winky,
they
monkey.
sent him a little winky monkey. But hey, I mean, hey, that could be a tease of them kind of maybe making that character.
I think there's gonna be a lot of people that make that character. I mean, come on. There's just
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense that they wouldn't.
Dude, if they don't, they just don't like money.
Dude, fresh Fed is like you have to. I mean, I was more of a fan of the chip to hell Fett, like all the chips all over him.
Yeah, me too.
I like that better, but I get why people like this. I totally understand.
Oh, you guys like the chip Fett better than
I like
the clean looking one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's cool and everything, but
I don't know, guys. I'm probably the more weird one here. I like the clean one. I don't know what it is. It's just something.
I don't dislike it. I just like the chip one better.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, but I just like the clean one better. I don't know why. It's just when he came out of that ship and he was holding his EE3 rifle, which looks new, by the way. I don't know if he did any modifications to it. I just thought of like a Spec Ops Mandalorian coming out of that ship. Like he looked.
Bro, I tell you what,
Mhm.
if for a fresh paint job, he knocks his helmet around a lot because like he's still got nicks and shit all over this. Like in a couple places, it's like, dude, like you just painted this thing.
Yeah,
like, you just painted the damn thing, and there's nicks on things. I don't get it, but I do like it. I think it looks good. I just think that I like a lot of weathering on stuff for Star Wars.
Yeah,
just kind of my preference, but it's cool. It will look fantastic in some sort of collectible.
Yeah. All right. So out of the 3 helmets that that Boba Fett has worn, I should say 4, right? 4 helmets. Which one is your favorite? Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, the dirty Mando helmet that we saw in the first episode, and maybe was it like the not this past episode, the one before that, or do you like this one? Which is your favorite out of all of them?
Or,
Matt, we'll start with you.
Oh, me? Okay. I would say Empire.
Mm-hmm.
But if I could have any choice, I would go with Mythos Boba Fett because I think it kind of is a mixture of both.
Oh, okay, so Mythos Boba Fett.
Yeah, it's not clean. It's not super chipped up. It's like it's like ESB or Return of the Jedi Boba Fett with the Mythos kind of look, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
So,
how about you, Thor? Which is your favorite?
Yeah, the Mythos one from the last episode before he painted it.
Okay, so that's your favorite one out of all the.
Yeah, it just looked. I don't know if they did updates or something, but or if it's like the film now is a lot sharper than it used to be 40 years ago. But it looked a lot better, or they did a better job or weathering job on it. It just really looked the best that I've ever seen it. So.
Yeah. All right. So for me, I'm gonna pull up the really chipped up helmet, and for me, I would say Empire Strikes Back, and I like the clean one. I don't know why. I just got like weak. I don't know. It was just like I thought of like seriously like a special operations like Mandalorian coming out that slave one. And this is the really chipped up one. I think it looks cool. I really do. And I really, if I were to, dude, if Ars Props makes all these helmets, I'll probably buy all of them, to be honest. Just because it will look so cool, like having all of them line up, like how Matt has his helmets lined up.
Yeah,
But it'll
nice.
be like all like Boba Fett stuff. And yeah, I don't know. Second is, like I said, is the clean matte looking helmet. I would say Return of the Jedi. It will be my third one, and obviously this one, the chipped up one, is my fourth one. But it's yeah.
It's great we have him back, man. It's freaking.
Oh, dude.
fantastic,
I
right?
mean,
I'll-
I'm sorry.
I just hope we keep him. I'm a little concerned about that.
I'm curious too, like how he's gonna end up. But
Yeah,
I mean,
really
and I'm
concerned.
gonna share. I'm gonna share this now. I kind of wanted to talk about it when we dived into the episode. But again, one of my sources that I talked to about some of this, things that he teased me with throughout the season, or before the season even started, is that one of the main reasons why they didn't announce the Boba Fett show during the investors meeting or conference, whatever, is because there is something big that's going to end up happening in this episode. So they really didn't want to spoil it for anybody. I don't know what it is. He didn't really tell me, and I don't want to know. But yeah, there's something that's going to happen in this episode that is going to be related to, I guess, the new Boba Fett show.
Interesting.
So we shall see. All right, so let's move on. We got, speaking of investors, a conference or meeting, or
Yeah.
and again, like when I heard that they were doing like an investors meeting, I really thought that it was just between like the investors and like I don't know, Bob Iger or whoever's in charge now of Disney. And I didn't think that they were gonna they were full blown like announcing like a whole bunch of shows that's gonna be coming up. And dude, I was overwhelmed with the amount of shows that they were announcing. First, we're gonna start off with my favorite announcement. No, I'm just kidding. It's not my favorite announcement, but Matt, I was thinking about you that whole time with this announcement, just because how you felt with the droids from Clone Wars. Like, I was like thinking like this is probably going to be that probably be about those droids, those damn droids. That, and was that guy that looks like the bad guy from SpongeBob? Was it Plankton? Or he had the voice of Plankton? I forgot. That little dude that was like going inside the droids.
Yeah. There's some bad droid Clone Wars episodes where I love droids, but man, there's some ones that are really hard to watch in the Clone Wars where they're just going off on adventures, like beeping and bopping and trying to help each other out. And you're just like, dude, what? I can't handle this. I think this is probably going to be a kids show. Is what I think.
Gotta be.
Yeah, well, let me just read you the synopsis of the show. So, as Lucasfilms continues to develop new stories, the intersection of animation and visual effects offer new opportunities to explore. Lucasfilm Animation will be teaming up with Lucasfilm's visual effects team, ILM, to develop a special Star Wars adventure for Disney Plus, A Droid Story. This epic journey will introduce us to a new hero guided by legendary duo R2-D2 and C-3PO. Matt, oh my gosh, you're probably like cringing.
I mean, anything guided by the R2. I love R2-D2 and C-3PO. Like, I really do. I really love them a lot, but I can't like, from, especially because of the way they handled them in Clone Wars, some episodes. It's not fun, man.
Yeah. Thor, what's your thought?
It could be great.
So this doesn't sound like it's gonna be a show. This sounds more like an animated movie to me.
You think so?
That's what it sounds like. But I mean, that's cool. That's one of the best comedy teams ever. So you gotta, 3PO and R2. That's you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
To see what they're gonna do with this new kid. But it says a Star Wars story. a droid, so that just sounds like a singular kind of thing. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like it's a show to me.
Yeah.
But
Just
it's cool for the target audience they're trying to get. I mean, Vader might not be watching this shit, but I mean, it's cool for
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say if it's a movie, oh man, I don't know.
Maybe a
Depends.
kid movie,
Yeah, that's true. And again, I might be a little selfish here because I'm like, I want something for me. But we are getting some adult related content. But yeah, I agree. This could be for kids. We'll see who this anonymous character that's going to be teaming up with R2D2 and C3PO. But this whole time, man, like I'm thinking about Matt and how he's like, oh God, like really, I cannot follow.
Hey, at least we're not getting the Puerto Rican sisters.
Oh God,
that would be a lot worse, I think. So,
oh dude, can you imagine if there was like a movie,
like a
based off
fashion show,
Oh.
fashion TV show with the Puerto Rican sisters, Star Wars fashion? That would be horrible.
Oh my God,
Yeah, we're not getting that. That's good.
All right, so Matt, would you want this as a movie or a show, a droid story?
I would want this as a kid's show, probably.
Mhm.
They gotta do some stuff that appeals strictly to kids, right?
Mhm.
That Star Wars always has the problem that all of us want everything that Star Wars comes out with to be for us, and so you get into this situation where like grown ass adults are watching Star Wars, Resistance, and being like, this isn't good. And you're like, well, dude, it's not made for you. It's like, it's made for kids to watch, right? Like they didn't make it to appeal to your, old ass. So like, so that's the problem, right? Is they do have to have some stuff that I think is more strictly like, pointed at kids. And I think I'm guessing this would be that. Personally, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, right? Like again, any Star Wars content is good content, and I'm probably gonna end up watching it, probably with my kids.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, if it's gonna be one of those where it's just like we're all over the place, like following R2D2 with this like nonsense adventure that doesn't have to do with anything. It doesn't relate to any of the storylines or story arcs. I mean, they're just kind of like, I don't know, walking across like, I don't know, some Starfleet ships, and I don't know, it'll be kind of weird. I don't know how much I could take of that that kind of content, but I don't know, we'll see. I'm not gonna like leave this out. I'm not gonna criticize this too much. All right, so let me address the chat real quick, and then we'll continue on with our news. We got some random Facebook user. I'm so sorry. We don't know who you are, but hey, thanks for joining. Danny Lee, The Collector. We got Christian Francis Oregon. Please check out his YouTube channel, Enchant Palace. Did I say his place? No, Enchant Place, right? Thor. I think that's the name of his YouTube channel. We got Mario Cortez in the house. We got Papa Fett, Archangel. We got Elvis Amarim, Aero Maestro. He says, how's Jabba doing, Thor?
He's hanging in there, waiting to get him seen. But he's hanging tough, y'all. Appreciate everybody, man.
Yeah. So, we can hear him snoring.
Yeah, he's snoring. Yeah.
We got Facebook user. I'm sorry, we don't know who you are, but thanks for joining. Who else is in here? We got Baz helmets. The ladies love to polish them. Sure. Matt must have room lighting classes. Yeah, Matt is seriously great with those lighting, man. Like seriously, he has the best lighting. I don't know how he does it, but he does. Who else is in here? We got Norman Rich. Thanks for joining, Norman. We got NKSG. We got Evgeny Sidorov, Lion King pose. We got Mark Pearson in the house. Mark Pearson says DC Gallery are really great for the price. They are fantastic. And yeah, I agree with you. And I seriously can't wait to see what else Diamond Select has in store for this line. Again, it's affordable. It's $40 or $50. You know, you could put it on your computer table, wherever. You know, it doesn't really take up too much real estate, and it's really cheap. You know. We got Martin K. Repaint Fett looks as sharp as fresh vintage Kenner action figure. Master Pizza says battle damage or nothing. Darth Tabernacle, clean one for the win. Damn, it looks like it's a split decision here. We got Daniel Lee. Clean paint looks nice with the black robe. What else is here? Caesar M is in the house. What's up, Caesar? Leonardo Hernandez, what's going on? ATV Racers is in the house. And I think I said his name correct. All right. Usually I butcher name. But anyway, thanks for joining, guys. Let's move on to the next announcement. And we actually got a teaser trailer for this one. And that is the... Hold on a second here. It's so freaking small. I try to download this off the internet and it ends up being like super small. There you go. Sorry, guys.
Small images.
Yeah, but anyway. We got so
I
we
think
got
I
the
can
Bad
read it.
Batch. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, this is the Bad Batch announcement. And this was actually announced like about, I would say like earlier this year, right? Probably around like when Clone Wars was showing.
The size of this image is
Yeah.
the exact way people actually thought of this show.
Oh my god!
This is how much they wanted this to happen.
Oh my gosh, Matt! I'm just gonna give you some butter because you're on a roll right now.
Listen, when I saw the trailer for this, I was like, cool. Like it's kind of another like Clone Wars type of show, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be good, but I never thought I would want a Bad Batch show. Like I still don't know really why we're getting that, but okay.
Mm-hmm. I mean, did you see some of the stuff that you saw in the trailer? Like, you know, first of all, there's no Puerto Rican sisters.
Not that you know. Not that you know.
No, you know. And on top of that,
Fennec was in there.
Yeah, Fennec Shan was in there, which is pretty cool.
Very cool.
Tarkin was in there somewhere.
Tarkin was in there.
Yeah.
And you kind of wonder what's their role going to be like post like Order 66, right? Because obviously they're like they're some sort of like mutants, right? And they all have special abilities, and they probably don't have the chip that will, you know, make them do like Order 66 stuff.
Exactly.
So, but you kind of see like the Emperor kind of like talking in one of the clips that they showed during the trailer. So again, just my curiosity is what's their role going to be during this show. Thoughts, Matt, your theory on this show, on what it could be?
It'd be cool if they felt that their task was to like, you know, how all the clones just completely effed all the Jedi. If they felt like their task was to go and try to save what little Jedi are left. And even if no one, you know, knows that they did it, they're helping some of these Jedi survive somehow. I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. You know, it really is hard.
Yeah, I think Matt hit it on the head. What I would think would be cool is if you see like Cal Kestis, they help him out, something like that, and you know, they get to kind of tie it into the video games maybe.
Yeah,
and because now you're starting to hear people, you know, on the Mandalorian, they mentioning Cinder and all that kind of stuff. So they're bringing everything together. So I think that'd be cool. Again, you know, I wasn't the hugest fan of the Bad Batch, but I'll check it out. You know.
So I'm just going to read you a little thing that they put on the StarWars.com website about the show. They said the series follows the elite and experimental clones of the Bad Batch, first introduced in the Clone Wars, as they find their way in a rapidly changing galaxy in the immediate aftermath of the Clone Wars. Member of Bad Batch members of Bad Batch, a unique squad of clones who vary genetically from their brothers in the clone army, each possess a singular yada yada about In the post Clone Wars era, they will take on daring mercenary missions as they struggle to stay afloat and find new purpose.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about all these shows, I think something that can be said is that it is really cool that with all of these shows, I feel like they can bring in they can tie in all kinds of different things. They can, that's what I think we should probably be excited about the most, is that there's going to be ties to, there's going to be ties to all different things, and you're going to be able to connect all different kinds of dots. And really, I think that's what's really exciting to me, is seeing all the different shows that are going to be able to kind of expand, but also make it, in a way, even smaller, right? To be able to connect the dots.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No, I agree with you. So, again, can't wait. Dude, more Star Wars content, the better.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to the next one that was announced. And this is Lando. This is a really good announcement, in my opinion. Just to read something about the show, which is really not much. Everyone's favorite scoundrel, Lando Calrissian, will return in a brand new event series for Disney Plus. Justin Seaman, creator of the critically acclaimed Dear White People and huge Star Wars fan, is developing the story. Thor, what's your thoughts on this? And
I think this is really cool. One thing I was a little disappointed with, I was hoping it'd be solo and just have Lando in it with him, you know what I mean? But so I'm guessing this is gonna be live action, not anime. So I think this is gonna be cool. We get to see I don't know if this is when he still had the Millennium Falcon, or pre him meeting Han Solo.
Right.
We'll have to see. But I think that's cool. I think this is and was it Childish Gambino is gonna be playing him again? I forget what's his
Donald Glover.
There you go. Yeah. So
this is gonna be Lando with full on raging hepatitis from all the craziness that he does. Goes around the galaxy.
Yeah, from messing around with that droid.
Oh my god, that was really awkward. By the way, that was a little awkward.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. We'll see. I agree with Thor. I would love to know. Are they going to use what's his face? Childish Gambino guy. What's his name?
Donald Glover.
Yeah, Donald Glover. They can use him a lot, or are they going to use? I can't imagine they use Billy D. Williams very much. He's just old.
No.
At this point.
Yeah.
But you never know. Maybe they could use a little bit of him here and there. And
unless this is post Rise of Skywalker. Remember when he told the girl, "Let's go find out" or whatever?
Yeah,
that'd be
crazy.
I don't think it is,
though, is it?
He's kind of too old for that, man. So
it's kind of. I was gonna say it's kind of old, especially if you see him in cons and just celebration. He's usually sitting down. He's not standing up too long. So I don't know. I don't know.
Billy D. at the end of Rise of Skywalker was just hitting on that girl. He was not actually telling her that he was like, "Hey, what do you want me to tell you?"
Is it let's find out? Let's find out. I'm
still smooth at 90 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Still smooth, boy.
Yeah. She's like, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah. She had a huge smile too, right? It's let's find out.
No, but this will be interesting. I'm like Thor. I wanted this to be solo too, or a continuation of that story. Maybe it can be. Maybe they're kind of shifting it and saying, this next part we want to focus on Lando, but I don't see how that happens.
Or is this how he gets a hold of Cloud City?
Right. People have said that, which would be cool. Which would be cool as well. Yeah.
So that could be it.
They do have an entire comic book called Lando, right? So
it's a limited series. I think it was 5 books. It wasn't that long.
So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe they'll pull something from that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. This is a really cool announcement, and I really hope that like I think Master Pizza said it best, is that it leads up to another solo movie, because like everybody wants another solo movie. Unfortunately, it didn't do well in the box office, but it's a good movie. I enjoyed it. I mean, there were some cringy parts, especially the droid and Lando, which I thought it was kind of weird. But anyways, besides that, like it was a solid
space monster. I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I really like Solo, but yeah, I look, if like what Master Pizza is saying, that it can lead up to a Solo sequel, then damn, I like that. Yeah, it's great. Like, I would love that.
Yeah, I would love that too, man. Like, yeah, it'll be nice, man. Like again, who knows? Maybe it's really mostly Lando and Solo's with him, right?
Yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I've been saying this whole live stream, more Star Wars, the better.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next announcement, and hopefully the picture. Sorry, I downloaded this real quick, so hopefully the picture is not that small. Rangers of the New Republic. Matt, yeah, what's
Cara Dune show?
Yeah, what is this about?
I don't know.
Me neither.
I'll just read you what it says on StarWars.com. It says, set within the timeline of The Mandalorian, a new live action series from executive producers Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni will intersect with future stories and culminate into a climatic story event. Doesn't really say much, obviously, but
it's got to be Cara Dune, man.
Yeah, you think it's Cara Dune?
Called it Cara Dune.
What's that?
Like, don't you think it would have said it's the Cara Dune show or something?
I don't know. I mean, Dunes of the New Republic. I think I don't know, man. I think it could be I don't know, maybe it has something to do with Rangers. I don't know. I don't know what to think. It sounds interesting. And if it's during the time of the Mandalorian, it could be cool. Do we know if it's live action for sure? Is it live action?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Okay. Yeah, they said Favreau and Filoni. So
it's a new live action series. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely am a fan of them keeping stuff in this time frame for now. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, so I think that's pretty. If it is Cara Dune, then that's cool. I hope Carl Weathers is in there also.
Yeah.
Even though he's not really with the New Republic per se, but I think it's cool.
Yeah, you know what would be interesting if any of these shows had to do with what is going to happen in the Mandalorian. We have not seen it yet, and it's
I agree.
Going to play into what's happening. That could be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. Again, I don't know. Like, I really don't know what this show is about. Yeah. Like, what their adventures is going to be. I mean, Rangers of the New Republic. I mean, Cara Dune. I mean, it's great that she's getting her own show, but how many episodes, right? Like, and how long are they going to be? Are we going to get like Cara Dune out? Like, is going to be, I don't know. Do we want to follow her? I mean, I don't know. It's just a lot of questions, right? Because I think she's a good character. I really do think, but do I want to see her? Like,
yeah. Well,
like a whole season of her?
Red 5 says Cara Dune is a marshal, though. And that's, that's not wrong. I maybe it could be something coming up that we don't know about. Yeah,
maybe we'll find out at the end of this season. Maybe like as things wrap up, maybe we could see her Cara Dune team up with some other Rangers. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to find out like what it could be. All right, so let's move on to something that I think Matt is pretty excited about. I know this for a fact just because he's Matt is a big fan of Rogue One, and and I know he's been been really excited about this show Andor ever since it got announced.
This is one of my favorites that they announced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Matt, your thoughts on this Andor show?
This is one you can tell they're going pretty hardcore on, because even the teaser they put out had Diego Luna like walking people through like, these are the sets and these are some things, and it's like, it looks pretty huge.
Yeah, it's crazy too, right?
So
Like
they're already shooting this stuff.
They're already shooting it, yeah,
beautiful.
and they're using the volume as well that they use for the Mandalorian. So they built one in England, apparently, I believe.
They built another one in
Yeah, I
England?
mean, think
Wow.
about it. They probably have more than we even know they have. I mean, that's like, it just changes the game.
Mhm.
They can save so much money to not have to go to all these different locations if they do
Yeah.
it that way. So I totally
Oh, so
get it.
you're trying to say they're not going to go to like the deserts of Morocco and put green screens
Yeah,
up there?
Jordan, and put a giant green
Jordan-
screen up. Yeah,
Which
exactly.
defeats the purpose, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, but I'm excited for this because
Mhm.
I think it's gonna be this cool like spy thriller type of thing
Mhm.
with Cassian, and I think we're gonna get awesome like K2SO in this, and K2SO is probably my favorite droid. He's just
Yeah.
I just freaking love it. So I'm just really pumped for this.
Yeah. Thor, what's your thoughts on this
Now
show?
this is cool because I think that, Matt hit it in the head with the espionage and thing. One thing that's Vader's favorite outside of Star Wars is James Bond. So you combine that Star Wars and James Bond, and you got perfection. So I think this is gonna be really jocking information, and you got to sleep with some ugly chick to get the it's just beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get the information for the rebellion, bro.
Exactly.
I don't remember.
Lives are at stake here.
Okay, Thor. I don't remember James Bond sleeping with any.
Nah, I mean, they were all fine, but I mean, but I understand some of them might have been pedestrian,
Dude, Andor Cassian's gonna have to, he's gonna have to take some for the team, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I think we saw him kill somebody at the beginning of Rogue One.
Yeah.
So we know he doesn't mind. He doesn't have that, same, and so he's got to get to that point somehow. And I think also his family, weren't his family separatists? And so there's that angle they can play with. There's just a lot, and Diego Luna himself, I think he's actually an executive producer on this.
Oh, really?
So he actually pushed for this to happen pretty hard, I think, which is great. I like that. I like that when actors really want to be in Star Wars and they actually want to do these things and they go, how do we make this happen? Like, I love that.
Yeah, I
just
agree.
make the final product better.
No, I agree. That he's dedicated and he wants to make this show great. So, my question is that are we going to see a Jyn Erso come back?
No, because he didn't need it yet.
No.
Yeah.
I think
maybe in passing. No, probably not. Right?
No, and sadly, we probably won't see Baze or.
I think this show would have been Saw Gerrera, because like if you see how his extreme crew, that would have been tight. I think.
Well, you never know, right? I mean, look, we got Saw Gerrera in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
So you never know where their path, like things can cross and like intersect, like I could totally see that.
Well, I think the problem is, Forrest Whitaker might be a little expensive for him to do on a
first of all,
regular basis. So
I don't know about you guys, but I like Saw Gerrera in the Clone Wars animated show. I don't know if I could take him. And when he's like,
well, I mean, it would probably be before he was all messed up.
Oh, COVID Gerrera. Like, I think
when he was up and running fully, So
I think I agree. I think I liked Saw, and I think it could be really cool. But yeah, you're right. Who knows who they can and can not get back. But
yeah,
they said there's something like 200 named cast in this or something like that. It's like some crazy amount of people.
Yeah, so some really new cast members are Stellan Skarsgård, We got Adria Arjona, Fiona Shaw.
Or it. Which Scar? You know which one is that?
I know there's so many Skarsgård.
It's the guy. It's the guy from
Tarzan?
Thor. The guy from Thor. It's
the Fox.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. And then I guess the actress that was playing Mon Mothma in Rogue One, she's coming back. So.
I thought that was her. I was like,
I thought
that was her.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? That was crazy.
Yeah. That's why I love Rogue One, man, because the casting and some of the CG effects, they really captured that era of Star Wars. So,
dude, how great would it be to grow up and be like, wow, I look exactly like Mon Mothma. I should try to be in Star Wars.
That and Tarkin was the one.
Oh, dude, I had to I
was like, what?
Dude, I did a double take. I was like, what the?
And he sounded like him. That's the thing too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did. All right, so let's move on to the next announcement of the event, and it's Rogue Squadron. And I thought it was the game. I was like, wait a minute. Is this about the Pink Squadron, which is us, you know?
It should be. They're playing off of this, man.
Been decommissioned for a while.
Yeah,
we need to get back into that.
I tell you, the trailer for this, or whatever the hell it was, the promo. It was cool. Like, it's cool that they're getting someone that actually kind of understands fighter pilots, understands like is into that. And dude, if they make a Top Gun Star Wars show or whatever, this, like, that would be so cool, dude. If they actually show the inside of cockpits more, that. So I'll reference this one thing that obviously it's not a movie that most people like, but The Last Jedi, right at the very beginning, when Poe Dameron's flying over top of that big ass whatever ship, and he does one of these like things, and all of a sudden just like flips around and you're inside the cockpit with him.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I think for this. It would be awesome to see like just badass like flight stuff,
Yeah. The one thing I heard about this show that one really famous actor that's coming back, or not coming back, who's actually going to be in the show, is Tom Cruise. I think he's going to be one. No, I'm just kidding.
Can you imagine?
This is a movie. This is in the show.
Yeah. I'm sorry?
This is a movie.
Yeah.
I
was just messing around about Tom Cruise coming to this.
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine Tom Cruise coming and being in Rogue One all of a sudden, or I mean Rogue Squadron, and he's just taking off his shirt, playing volleyball.
And have that song, like, was that with Kenny Loggins, that Playing with the Boys? I'm like,
yeah, he's playing volleyball with the Cantina band. They're all taking their shirts off, and
yeah,
you know that love and feel.
Exactly.
I love Top Gun, actually. So
get your X-wings.
Yeah. Oh, can you? But Thor, what's your thoughts on this movie? And do you like Patty Jenkins directing this movie?
Yeah, you get that kind of, like you said, Iron Eagle and Top Gun kind of feeling, So I'm guessing they're trained up or whatever. I mean, me being an Imperial guy, I'd like to see like them doing one about the Empire, but like, Sky Squadron kind of thing.
That's not to say they can't, right? Yeah, you think they would have maybe both sides, a bit of both sides. That would be interesting.
Yeah. Because that was that little trailer for Rogue Squadron, the video game, right? Like you kind of like you saw the Imperial side, like you saw the type of fighter. Yeah, and I hope they do something like that. That'd be really cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. So just to read something off of the website, it says the next Star Wars feature film will be Rogue Squadron, directed by Patty Jenkins. The story will introduce a new generation of starfighter pilots as they earn their wings and risk their lives in a boundary-pushing, high-speed thrill ride and move the saga into the future era of the galaxy. Wow.
Okay.
I seriously feel like it's gonna be like a Top Gun kind of like movie.
I
You
wonder
know,
what era this is taking place. Is this like in the
It-
the sequel era or the original trilogy era, or
yeah. I mean, it didn't say where it's gonna take place. It's arriving in Christmas 2023, so it's 3 years away. But
Damn.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, because isn't Patty Jenkins' dad or someone or like she grew up in like some sort of like Air Force base, right, or something like that. She's influenced by that.
Yeah, I think so.
So to see like you said, Matt, like maybe like we'll see the pilot's point of view and see them do like all these crazy maneuvers, and that'll be really cool to see in like the big screen.
That'd be cool. Yeah. I mean, if we get to by that point, it'll probably be like COVID-22 or something like that.
Oh no.
But yeah, but I think it'd be really this. It's cool. Do you know how many movies they have on the lineup here? There's only like a couple, right? Or one or two or something?
Yeah. I
It
don't
tells you a
know.
lot about where they're going, right?
Yeah.
They're really pushing that streaming, like hitting that streaming Disney Plus stuff.
I'm
really
good
hard.
with it.
Well,
Yeah, I am too. I am
I
too.
like
I feel like that's the future, guys.
I
Like,
know, I think so.
seriously, like I think I need to invest in a like big screen TV and surround sound because I
Hell
think
yeah, dude. What do you
the
have
eight-
right now?
dude,
Sure.
I know I'm waiting for a good sale. I'm waiting because I really want like an 80-inch, but
What size is your TV?
my biggest one, dude, I have a 60-inch still.
Oh, it's not bad. I
Yeah.
mean, as long as you got a, if you you're not watching it off like a 27-inch monitor or something.
Oh, like Steve Carell in The Office where he shows like his
Wait for the Super Bowl. They always
yeah,
go on sale
that's what I was gonna
Oh,
say.
do they?
I'm gonna they always go
Oh,
on sale.
interesting. Okay.
It's usually around the time of CES, so they announce the new TVs coming out, and then it's around it's around Super Bowl time, so they
Yeah.
kind of like want to push.
NCAA tournament, all that shit. That's
Yes,
when
they want to push the old models out, which is this year's models, and they want to push the new models in. So yeah, I'm probably gonna pick up a TV around that time, surround sound, and just like a better surround sound system. Just because, dude, like
Yeah.
like stream service is the future, and seriously, and because of the Mandalorian, Disney Plus has I think 82 million subscribers worldwide. Dude, multiply that by $10, right? Like, what's the minimum? Like $10 a month. Can you imagine every month how much revenue these guys are making? And it's because of the Mandalorian, and because of the Mandalorian, we're getting all these like content. Because seriously, how much money did Disney make this year because of the pandemic? None. It's all because of the Mandalorian. All the people are subscribing because of the show. People are buying merch from the show. Yeah, like Marvel is kind of like right now, right? No one's really excited for Marvel.
Yeah.
So yeah,
and that'll pick up too, which is great for them.
Yeah, they'll pick up too, but
and that's why they're really pushing the Disney Plus real hard, and I'm down for that too. Yeah, like you guys, I think it's great. I'm not. It's funny, like maybe we'll get back into it. And we'll like going back to we'll like the theater again. Like maybe it'll be the thing. Right now, I'm loving just being able to watch something at home.
At home, yeah.
Like I watched Tenet last night, which I was like completely confused, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic. I loved it. But
I wanted to see that.
Yeah,
it's great, but it's like mine. It's just it really f's with you.
I started it because I wanted to. Well, I was supposed to watch it with my wife, but she's like, "Go ahead." And I watched like maybe the first 10 minutes, and I was totally lost. I was like, "What is going on here?" Like,
yeah, it's kind of hard to follow, but you figure things out towards the end, which is always Christopher Nolan's way.
Yeah, I have a feeling I have to watch that movie twice to understand it. Anyway, so moving forward, man, there's so much stuff that they really announced here. So we got this one, Star Wars Visions,
anime, right?
Yeah, this is supposed to be like a anime, excuse me, like anime style, like show.
Yeah.
Let me read you what it says in the website. Presenting all new creative takes on the galaxy far, far away, Star Wars Vision will be a series of animated short films celebrating Star Wars through the lens of the world's best anime creators. The anthology collection will bring 10 fantastic visions from several of the leading Japanese anime studios, offering a fresh and diverse cultural perspective to Star Wars. I have a feeling. You guys ever watch Animatrix? And not Animatrix. Yeah, it was
Yeah, no,
Animatrix.
yeah.
I got it right back here.
Yeah, I mean, I love the Animatrix, so I have a feeling it's going to be something like that, right?
Dude, they're
Like,
already doing this. They're already doing this with that kids thing
Yeah.
with the anime.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it looks freaking awesome. So I'm kind of excited for this. I think anime works really well for Star Wars. Just the style of it, it's really cool. So
yeah, if it's similar to Animatrix, dude, sign me up because I really love like watching not only different animation, and different stories when I was watching Animatrix. So it'd be really cool to see some of the like Star Wars stories being told in different shapes and sizes.
Now I'll tell you, they have to be careful, right? I don't want anime can go too far. Like I don't want to freaking them fighting lightsabers and all of a sudden a bunny face comes in and like all these stars and shit. Like they got to be somewhat careful because it still has to stay true to Star Wars.
I agree.
So.
No, I agree. Thor, what's your thoughts on this, man?
I think it's cool. I'm a big fan of the little short ones they've been doing so far.
Yeah.
So this can only be, better than those if it's, short story type of thing. So I always wish those were longer, but they aren't. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next announcement, and I'm saving the best for last. I don't know if you guys noticed, but anyway. Okay. So here it is. The Acolyte.
Now
I like. First of all, I like this this little poster here. Anyway, Thor, we'll start off with you, sir.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Because you always hear about the Sith acolytes and all that kind of stuff. This, I think, is going to be about they call the acolytes of the beyond. So they're like those dudes that were in Rise of Skywalker. You saw like that congregation out there with Palpatine. That's what I think these people are going to be. And then you hear that they were looking for Vader's like Sith artifacts after the Vader and Palpatine were killed and stuff. So I think these are the people that kept
this is end of the High Republic, isn't it?
Is that what this is? Okay, so I wasn't sure because
I think this is old school.
Okay, so that's even better. Good.
Yeah. So, all right. So just to read off what it says in Star Wars website, Leslie Headland, Emmy Award nominated creator of the mind-bending series Russian Doll, brings a new Star Wars series to Disney Plus with The Acolyte. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take the audience into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. I don't know. It seems like a dark side show. First of all,
sign me up.
Yeah.
Well, when is like Malgus and all this stuff?
The Old Republic.
Okay, so that's much further down.
I think this is Bane, right?
This is before.
Okay.
Yeah. So
the High Republic is before the Old Republic.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, because there were no Sith around for the High Republic. What I hear,
are we talking like?
Wait. Well, because the High Republic is with, Yoda's in it.
Yeah, Yoda's around. So I guess that's before that.
Because I think it's the Old Republic and then the High Republic, I think.
Yeah, it's but it can't be because they said there was no Sith in the High Republic.
Well, I'll read you the little. It says, so High Republic sub-era of the Age of Republic set 200 years before the events of the Skywalker saga and 800 years after the fall of the Old Republic.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So that was after they destroyed. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think this is the Bane, like, right? I think this might be Rule 2. And we could see maybe
Sick.
right?
Yeah,
Could
should
be.
be sick.
I don't know. What do you think, Thor?
Yeah, because they were talking about that. They were saying they was gonna be doing something with Bane and Revan and all that kind of stuff. But Revan
Right.
is Old Republic.
Yeah,
We'll see. I mean, it's hard to get these timelines.
I know. Trust me, I'm with you.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, dude. When I think of Acolyte, I think of Sith Acolyte.
Exactly.
This is
That's
like,
why I said, look at it.
look at
Yeah,
the dude. There's a lightsaber cutting through that.
Yeah,
freaking-
it's gonna be dark side shit.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Um,
Matt, what's your thoughts on this one?
I
man?
thought this was really interesting. I would be excited to watch this. I think this is going to be on their 18 plus, I believe. I don't
This
know
is
if that-
18 plus. Oh,
I don't know.
whoa,
I don't know,
whoa,
but
whoa.
they
Dude.
they announced an 18 plus.
Mhm.
So I could see this being I would imagine that something in the Star Wars universe should be on their 18 plus and they should just go for it.
Yeah.
So like this could be a great thing to do for that, is to actually make this a scary show where you actually have like some really crazy shit that happens. And yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if it's on the 18 plus, but it would be cool if they did that. So
Yeah, so I think that's probably one of the main reasons why they are kind of like pushing the High Republic in the comic books and in the books, just so that like it like they build like a foundation.
Yeah.
So that maybe if we watch this shit, like, oh, cool, like this is because of this, and this, and they're all connected. Curious to see if Yoda is going to be in here, right? Because he's still alive, right? And he might be a young, or maybe a young adult. I don't know, or
he's gonna be
mid age. I don't know.
He's gonna be spry, bro. He's gonna be ready to go.
Yaddle's around.
Oh, Yaddle is, dude. You know Yaddle's right. Yaddle's just sniffing, just ready to go.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm all for this, man. Like anything dark side, and me. I'm a dark side dude, so I can't wait to see it. I would love to see how the Rule 2 comes to be. Hopefully, it's a Bane show. But yeah, man, like I'm excited for this. And
see, this needs to be an 18 plus show.
Yep, I agree.
We get some crazy ass like lightsabers actually going through bodies, right?
Oh my god, can you imagine? Can you imagine
actually
and
doing something?
Yeah,
and a Yoda and Yaddle full on.
Oh god,
nude sex scene.
Oh no!
I'm gonna call it.
Oh god, you went there.
Well,
first of all,
it's gotta happen sometime.
Let me just share this screen. Because this kind of like took me by surprise. Like
that's so funny.
I saw that and I was like, "Wow, that is a really that looks."
It's Yaddle.
Yaddle. We found the actor actor for Yaddle.
It's amazing.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, it's so Yaddle is the most disgusting.
Oh goodness,
of their species,
dude. If we're doing the watch party, right?
I can,
dude. Thor. Try to do your best.
See what happens.
We'll see what happens. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if the Yaddle saddle shows up,
oh my god,
I'm gonna be on the floor, like
be creaming ourselves,
dude. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I would just my jaw would drop.
And it was him, and it was that actor.
Oh my god! Can you imagine? The guy from freaking what's that Armageddon and like
so
all
good.
These like oh goodness, yeah. Anyway.
He was in the Dark Knight too.
He was where?
He was in the Dark Knight. Remember in that bank scene?
Yeah. Anyway, let's get down to the nitty gritty. All right, this is what I'm talking about, guys. So I'm gonna read you what it says on the website. So Ahsoka, after making her long-awaited live-action debut in The Mandalorian, Ahsoka Tano's story, written by Dave Filoni, will continue in a limited series starring Rosario Dawson
Oh,
and executive produced by Filoni and Favreau.
limited. That
Yeah,
sucks.
limited. Yeah.
And by the way, shout out to Chris Benware. He pointed out that this poster is the world between worlds.
Yep.
First
Nice.
of all, I gotta Yaddle. I'd hit that.
I know, it's amazing.
Anyway, yeah, world between worlds, guys. Matt, what's your thoughts on this thing? Like, is this because obviously Doomcock kind of like was talking about like there's going to be some sort of event. This is rumors, right? Rumors. Please don't quote me on this one. That there was going to be some sort of event where it kind of like not retros, but it kind of like makes an alternate timeline between sequels and like original trilogy, where depending on how you want to view it, right? If you want to just keep continuing and all the way down to the sequels, you can. And if you want to like kind of like follow this story where it kind of loops back to the original trilogy, right? Like it kind of like I don't know. Matt, what's your thoughts in theory on this show?
Listen, I don't know. I'm really interested to see how if that idea ever happens and that's an actual realistic thing. I don't know how they do that and actually make it not feel like they're completely trashing the sequel. Right? So they won't do that. They just won't. As much as some people might want them to, Disney's not going to trash the stuff that they spent a lot of money on, and that there's generations of kids even that really like the sequels.
Right?
They're going to grow up liking them. So I don't think they'll do that, but I think, could they do something that I guess, I don't know. It'd be interesting, but yeah, I really would love to see them bring the world between worlds in. I just don't know how they would do it without it being completely strange and confusing. Right.
Yeah. I mean, because this poster is just like, what the, like, okay. It's not even like Ahsoka. It's Ahsoka and then world between worlds.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? Like, what are they trying to say? And I'm curious to see how. And it's a limited series, right? It's produced by Favreau and Filoni, which was rumored that Favreau wasn't happy with the sequels, and he wanted to kind of like, I don't know.
What would be crazy?
I don't want to assume anything. Obviously,
what would be crazy with this is if this is Ahsoka trying to find Ezra and Thrawn, but in order to do that, she has to find certain things that she can't find in the present, right? She has to find things she has to do something that connects back to the past, but not just one thing, like many different things. And when she drops into these places and worlds, these whatever, she's interacting with people like, Luke Skywalker and freaking, some of these other people. Like, that would be crazy. That'd be really crazy if they did that. But you could do that in a limited series where you're not having to cast someone to be Luke for an entire freaking run.
Yeah.
Right? I do it on an episode by episode basis kind of a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, Thor, what's your thoughts before I give mine?
What's good about this is I've always been a fan of, in comics, Marvel, DC, of multiverse kind of shit.
Yeah.
What could be cool about this and what could spawn going into the future, somebody from Star Wars past could get pulled into the present. Like, you could get Maul from Phantom Menace brought into the present, and then that would all the Maul fans, which I'm one of them, that were mad that he got cut in half.
Yeah,
and you get them in present day whole, and then they can use them going forward. You know what I mean? Or Qui-Gon or something like that, and then Qui-Gon gets pulled in like original trilogy and sees Darth Vader, like, who the hell is that? That's Anakin. You know what I mean? And like, so you can see it, just an idea, but I think that.
How does that work when someone goes through the world between worlds? Does that mean that everything they did
Who knows? I mean,
Beyond
it
that,
happened to Ahsoka.
yeah.
Ahsoka got pulled out. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
who
I-
knows? You know?
again, I'm not saying that it is the best way to go about it. But again, this is going from the rumors that was, mentioned earlier this year, right? So the rumor was that they were going to explore the world between worlds. And we talked about it, and we're like, they're not going to touch that. That was a one time thing, and
Yeah.
they really shouldn't touch that, because you got one thing about time travel. You got to be on point with the connections,
Oh yeah, 100%.
because if you're off, it just throws everything off. I think
Everything.
Heroes. I don't know if you guys watched the Heroes show.
Yeah.
It was a good show until they start, dabbling into the time travel stuff. Then it got convoluted, and they lost people. And I agree with you, Matt. They shouldn't do something like that,
Well,
because they could lose a lot of people.
Infinity War did a great job of
Endgame.
It was good though. It was entertaining, right? That's what Marvel movies are really for, to entertain you. But I think Star Wars, what's tough is.
Mhm. But can I say something real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
They lost me though.
Hmm.
I mean, they lost me because when they started explaining, it was a lot. It was 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
And
that
the
part
first,
was kind of boring.
dude, when they started explaining the time travel stuff, they lost me. Like I was just like, oh my god.
But it wasn't like, I don't think it got unrealistic, but it was boring.
Yeah.
I don't think this will be boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Especially since it's in shows and not like you don't have to sit there for 3 hours and I think it'll be on an individual basis with the show. So I think this could yield some good. I'm just mad it's a limited series, but this I guarantee you this Vader Dominus, I ain't gonna put something that will happen here will be cataclysmic going forward, and from the Mandalorian time period on.
I agree.
Something's gonna happen here that changes something, or will have repercussions going forward. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, and I just going back to the rumors, is that again, that's what I heard that they wanted to do was kind of like it's like kind of like having your cake and eating it too, right? If you want to follow the sequel trilogy timeline, yes, you can. It's still canon. It's not. They're not retconning anything. And if you want to follow like like you can see both sides, right? Like it kind of like if they go like the alternate time, like like they do something that kind of like comes back to the original trilogy, where like Vader being redeemed by throwing the Emperor, and that's the end of it. Yeah, you can. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah,
I don't want to dwell on it too much, just because it can get confusing. And but again, what a perfect way. If they were going to do something like this, Ahsoka, who everyone loves, right, is the person to do it. It would be crazy because everyone loves her. Yeah.
It's great. She did a fantastic job. They cast her super well on The Mandalorian. She was great. So I'm really pumped to see her in this. And hopefully limited series doesn't mean like one season. Hopefully limited series means like 2-3 seasons and it's out,
Yeah.
And you never know what can spawn from that. You never know. She could
just because
something else.
Yeah, just because it's Ahsoka, like I mean,
well, and Disney, Disney likes to make money, so they will, do what they got to do. If it's absolute massive hit, then they'll adjust.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so the last announcement, man, there was a lot.
That's great.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I think this is the first show to release besides the Mandalorian next year, right? Like, didn't they start filming?
I think this one
January
after Andor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is. Okay, I thought it was.
So. I don't think it's before, but I could be wrong. No.
Okay. So one of the announcements is that Hayden Christensen is reprising his role as Darth Vader. So I'm going to read you something from the website. Officially titled Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, where he faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin Skywalker, turned evil Sith Lord Darth Vader. The series is directed by Deborah Chow, and I think I'm going to read something off what Kathleen Kennedy says, is that this will truly be a day long remembered, as it was confirmed that Hayden Christensen will be returning as Darth Vader. This will be the rematch of the century, quoted by Kennedy. It was such a, also Hayden Christensen said it was such an incredible journey playing Anakin Skywalker. Of course, Anakin and Obi weren't on the greatest of terms when we last saw them. So yeah, I guess they're gonna face off again. I know there's a little controversy with this little face off, just because people are like, well, it's gonna throw off the canon about like the New Hope when Darth Vader said that to Obi that when the last time they met, he was just a learner. Now he's the master.
Mm-hmm.
Thor, what's your thoughts on that one? And
yeah, that I'm not a fan of that shit at all, because if they really face off again, then I'm really, they better have a really good explanation for that. You know what I mean? I'm hoping it's a dream sequence or force projection, but because he said himself, he hadn't seen him since Mustafar. So I just are they doing this because most people complain about that duel? That's the worst one there ever was, so they want to do it again and make it better. Is that the only reason they're doing it?
The New Hope one.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I can't get. I mean, even if it's a good duel and everything, I can't get hype over that, because they're changing stuff.
How is that supposed to be a good duel? They just started the damn movie. They didn't even know what they were.
You can't explain that. They don't want to hear that shit. I've tried, but they don't give a fuck.
Crazy, man.
But I'm skeptical with that. So we'll see. I ain't gonna say nothing until I see it. So
yeah. Matt, what's your thoughts on this one?
I'm excited for this one. I think Ewan McGregor's fantastic. I think he's gonna freaking kill it, and I think we're gonna have some really fun, hopefully some really good collectibles come from this with Ewan McGregor's face on it. And I think Hayden Christensen thing, that's cool. I just don't want what I don't want. I've said this before. I don't want Obi-Wan Kenobi, PTSD years or whatever. I just don't want this like whole situation where it's like him constantly like revisiting the past and like being like sad that he, all this happened. Like I don't want Obi-Wan Kenobi to look like a little bitch that's crying all the time because all this shit happened to him. Right. Like, and like all the stuff he did, like I want him to like own his mess and like move on. Right. And freaking try to protect this child that means more to the galaxy than anybody else does. And, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't want a bunch of like, bad dreams.
Yeah. All right. So for me, first of all, I think Deborah Chow has confirmed that they are going to face off against each other. I think she was quoted saying like there's going to be blue sabers like lighting up and all that good stuff. Just to go back to Hayden Christensen coming back, I think it's great that he's coming back. Just because I felt that I think the prequels just did him wrong, and it's not because of his fault. I just think that, and again, as much as I love George Lucas, his writing kind of sucks.
Yeah,
he's not a good director either.
No.
I just think that he's a great storyteller. He's got a brilliant mind. I just don't think, or maybe he just took it on too much because he was kind of doing everything. He was producing, he was writing the screenplay, he's directing. It was just too much, right? Like, it's a lot. He's got his hand on every pot, and I just think that if you're a jack of all trades but master of nothing, and that's kind of translated into the prequels, right? And I just think that this is a great way for Hayden Christensen to be redeemed. Just because I don't know, I felt that it might have killed his career. I don't know, right? I just feel like he got so much hate because of the prequels, and for him to come back and reprise his role as Vader and maybe kick some ass, and maybe like people will be super, like more and more people will forgive him for what I guess what he did in the prequels. I don't know. I hope he deserves it, because you know what? Not many people know that he actually got nominated for a Golden Globe for his role in Life as a House. So, and he got nominated with Ben Kingsley, so he did pretty good, And some people like, oh, he's a bad actor or whatever.
Yeah, I really like.
Yeah,
I really like what the more I watch, the prequels. I think he did a decent job, and I think especially Revenge of the Sith is, I think, great. So I'm happy to have him back in that. I think it's going to be great. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and think about like Natalie Portman's lines in that movie. I mean, if you rewatch the Attack of the Clones, you're like, oh my gosh, even the best actress can only do so much for that, for those scenes, right? Without being so cringy. Thor, I'm sorry, I think you were going to say something, but I'm going to cut you off.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, okay. But yeah, and going back to the Vader versus Obi-Wan, like, it's very open-ended, right? They were saying that like the way that it could work is that, like, I think someone mentioned it maybe in the Facebook group, where Obi-Wan Kenobi wanted to draw. I think they were saying that like Vader was really getting close to finding his kids or something. So to be proactive, Obi-Wan Kenobi goes to Mustafar and tries to face off against Vader. Supposedly there's going to be Sith Inquisitors in this show tracking down Obi-Wan, because according to some of the rumors out there, they were saying that like Vader is angry, like he wants Obi-Wan. That's his main mission, is to find Obi-Wan. I think Commander Cody, what's his name, Tamura Morrison, is supposed to reprise his role as Commander Cody, and Commander Cody is helping Vader find his old master, his old general, should I say. So that Commander Cody, Sith Inquisitors, Vader tracking down Obi-Wan Kenobi as they're getting close to Tatooine, and then Obi-Wan Kenobi goes to Mustafar to draw the attention away from Tatooine, face off against Vader, beats him, and then leaves. I think that would be a great...
How do you feel, Thor, about him going to Mustafar and then that's still working?
I'm just okay. Just the way, especially the way he worded it, I was the learner last time we met. Well, obviously, once he became Vader, he's not a learner anymore. It's like they really for me, because with Vader, I'm really on point with Vader.
Of course,
they're kind of like on a fine line with this, and again, I'm gonna have to wait and see how they do it. But like, and again, why would he be looking for his kids if he didn't know he had any kids?
Well, no, he knew.
No, he didn't. He didn't know until, if you read the Vader book, Boba Fett found out that Luke was his son and he was already grown.
No, I mean, he knew he was kids. Remember, because he didn't
know they survived. He didn't know they survived.
Maybe, yeah, that's true.
He didn't know about Leia. He didn't find out about Luke. You got to read the Vader comic, and Boba found out. That's when he found out the Emperor lied to him. Is Boba found when he found Luke in Obi-Wan's house, looking for the instructions on how to construct. He left a care package for him. It had instructions how to build a lightsaber and everything. It's in volume 1, I believe, of the Vader books.
Which one? Which Vader books?
I gotta find it. I gotta find out which one.
Is it the old one? Because like that
first volume, the first one that came out. The first, you got 3 volumes of Vader books.
Yeah,
but it's I gotta find exactly what the number, but I read it.
Mhm.
So again, we'll see how it works. Them dueling for real. It just better be a good explanation for me. So
Yeah.
And he already said he doesn't want to go back to Tatooine, so I guess they're gonna be on Mustafar. So, but we'll see. We'll see. That's all.
I get where people are coming from because the fact that that scene alone was a very iconic scene. And even when that whole that fan film came out, or like like where they kind of like changed it up a little bit and made it like a little bit more intense. Even that got flack, right? Some people were like, no,
Right.
it would never be like that intense, or like it's like. So I get it.
I like that.
I loved it.
That was cool.
But there were some people that were like, nope, the New Hope is this how it's supposed to be,
Yeah.
But again, for me, Deborah Chow is a great director. I mean, she directed like some of the best episodes in season 1, right? And that's the main reason why she was able to be the main director for Kenobi. I don't know. I mean, I'm open-minded, so let's see how it plays out. I'm just excited for Hayden Christensen to come back, and I'm just excited for just Ewan McGregor coming back.
That's gonna be the best part,
dude. I heard Order 66 is supposed like you're gonna see freaking Anakin kick or kill, some Jedi's when they initiate Order 66. That's amazing. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. So, all right. So moving forward, just real quick questions between for you both. What do you guys think about the amount of collectibles for
number 6? Darth Vader number 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, it's like how many collectibles are we going to be getting?
Yeah, a lot. I would say a lot. A lot to a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, Hot Toys, Hot Toys is just like laughing their way to the bank right now. A lot of reissues, a lot of possibilities.
Oh yeah, dude, with the announcement of this announcement and the Marvel announcement, it's crazy. They're probably freaking, they're at Gringotts Bank just freaking loading their freaking safes with money. I mean, they just have so much. They have so much that they're going to be doing. It's crazy. So much that they have to look forward to make. I mean, it's just never ending for them, which is fantastic.
Yeah. How about you, Thor? What's your thoughts on this? Like in terms of
legal and illegal shit made. I can tell you that right now. So get ready.
Yeah. A lot of custom stuff, a lot of licensed stuff. It's going to be nuts.
Yeah. So here's the thing for me is that like, this is a lot of stuff, guys. Like, if we really think about it, and I think moving forward, we just got to be picky in what we want. And Matt, you said it best. Like, like you're starting to like hone down on your collection, especially like with the Hot Toys, you're kind of scaling back because there are other better products or great products that you're interested in. And I'm really scared. My wallet's scared of what's going to be happening in the near future. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's exciting. It's exciting because, to be honest, guys, and I think I might be biased to this. I think Star Wars had the better conference or announcements than Marvel. Like, I was looking at the Marvel stuff. I was like,
I mean, the thing is with the Marvel stuff, like Loki, you look at that Loki trailer. It's pretty awesome. Like, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, but then you get Miss Marvel. I mean, I get it. Like, Miss Marvel is supposedly, like, I think some people were saying like it's a great character. I haven't read it.
Yeah.
But out of
division bullshit, I can't get with that. I don't know what the fuck that's about.
Yeah, well,
it'll all be interesting and good. I mean, I'm not looking forward to this like I am the Star Wars stuff, obviously, but it's great that we all have a bunch of content we're going to be able to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So, but again, really happy for Star Wars. All right, so let's move on. Again, damn, I tried to do my best to
I know I don't have time left, so
Yeah. So let's jump into like our thoughts on the latest Mandalorian episode. Matt, we'll start off with you. What's your thoughts
Yeah.
on this?
I liked it. I was surprised. I didn't think we were going to get a filler episode for the second to last episode.
Okay,
And,
so that's how you feel. Okay.
but that's not to say I didn't like it. This to me felt like the same way I felt about the prison episode in the first season. The one where they went and Bill Burr was in that one as well. I really liked that episode. I liked it a lot, but it was a filler episode. You know, like to me, this was kind of the same way. I mean, I get that they had a reason, right? They had to find out where Moff Gideon was. I get that. I just, I just expected more to kind of progress, and it means that the last episode, this one coming up, has to be just ridiculous because there's not a whole lot that happened other than finding out where he is. That's all they did in the last one. That's all that happened. And so it was cool. It was cool that he took his helmet off. It's cool that he Boba Fett dropping the seismic charge was amazing. Like there was a lot of cool things that happened. Him changing outfits and all that kind of stuff. It was cool, but at the same time, I just didn't really feel like it really did a whole lot for the story. And I was kind of bummed about that. I wasn't expecting that. So
yeah,
but I did like it. I really enjoyed the episode as it was. So
Thor, your thoughts on this one?
I liked it. I didn't really get filler from this one. But I mean, it was hard to get hype after that last episode.
Yeah.
Like, cause I kept saying it's no way they can top that last episode to myself, you know what I mean? But you kept hearing people say, oh, these last 3 episodes are a roller coaster, and it was good, but I think it was a little overhyped, maybe, sure. I was expecting more, with what people were saying, but, and I was actually expecting something different. I thought they were actually going to break Bill Burr out of prison, instead of just going and doing the legal route, with the paperwork. All right, let's split. And I thought it was cool that you got to see Mando not having the use of his armor and his weapons and stuff, and had to rely on his abilities. And him exposing his face. I know Ark wasn't a fan of that. And I think that has something going forward that might be like the route that he goes, with Bo-Katan and all them, with the face kind of thing, especially with him in real life complaining that he didn't get to show his face. So, that might be the route we might see in the future going forward. One thing I was disappointed with, I was hoping that Bill Burr was going to join their crew, instead of them letting them go. I was like, oh, dang, they're letting them go. Because I think he brings a lot to the show.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
I think he really brings a lot to the show, and especially this episode. You know what? I wouldn't mind him getting his own spin-off, because I think he's really cool.
He's really good. He's really good. At the very beginning, I got super excited at the very beginning of the show because I thought K2SO was in it, or a K2SO unit was in it, right. But because it looked exactly like it. And then when and then they brought Bill Burr in, and I was like, yeah, I didn't think I wanted Bill Burr back, but it's great. He's great.
He is.
He did a great job. He did a really good job.
Yeah. I agree. I think Bill Burr did a great job. I think he brought a lot of layers to his character. Just because when you think of when in season 1, he was kind of like black and white, right? Like it was just like, okay, he's a bad guy, right? Like nothing else. But in this one, you kind of saw like, he was a bad guy, but he didn't want to be. He got involved with the wrong people and just on the wrong side. But then when he realized, like in the episode, that like he was on the wrong side and that he wanted to take revenge or take action so that he could sleep better at night because of all the bad things he's done when he was in the Empire, it was good to see, and also same for Mando. Like for Mando, his whole life he's got this his code, never take off your helmet, but he loves the child so much that he would throw away his beliefs to to get what he needs to do what he needs to do to save the child.
Yeah.
And that's why I
That's
think
that's what the whole show is about.
that was the whole show. Yeah.
Yeah, with that and obviously them finding Moff. But yes, you're right. The whole show was about him showing us how much he how much he cares for the child.
Yeah.
100%.
So, I mean, it's good to see, obviously, and I agree with you, Matt. I really thought that they were going to hit the ground running,
Yeah.
And this is going to be like this, like just like in season 1, like episode 7 of season 1 was amazing. Like they left you they had a cliffhanger, right?
Yeah,
And,
right.
it was action from beginning to end, but this one was a lot of action. It just was like it took a while for it to get rolling, right? It's cool to see that the tank trooper, right? It was like a mix between the mud trooper and like the tank trooper from Rogue One. Really interesting with that combination. What else I'm gonna just kind of go through my notes here. We got to see Boba Fett's armor. Dude, again, really a big, huge fan of that armor. I really love the matte look. It's, again, like I said before, like it's probably like my favorite or second favorite armor.
Yeah.
And I hope to see more collectibles from that. What else? Oh, dude, Hot Toys is laughing, like you said, like laughing their way to the bank because all you could see in their eyes is Rose. Shore Trooper.
I know.
Guys, if whoever has a Shore Trooper and you're looking to, unload it, do it now before they release Shore Trooper. I mean, we saw like Rogue One Stormtroopers. We saw the Death Star Gunner, which for me I'm excited about because I missed out on that trooper. So there's a lot of things to be excited about in terms of collectibles. I'm really curious to see if Anovos tackles this helmet. I don't think they will, or anybody at this point, and I'm curious to see if Hot Toys tackles making an unmasked portrait of the Mando wearing the tank trooper, outfit, right? In terms of Hot Toys or anything like that. I don't know, Matt. What do you think?
Oh, I think there's so many different things they can make from this. The minute I saw him with the Mud Trooper stuff, or it's like Mud Trooper and Tank Trooper helmet, right?
Yeah.
The minute I saw that, I was like, yeah, they can definitely. It seems like they would definitely. Hot Toy. It's always one of those things where I watch it and I go, no, they're not going to make this, or they're not going to make all these things. And all of a sudden, you see these they come out with a freaking Shore Trooper, Mandalorian Shore Trooper. They come out with, this and that. And so there's a lot they can make out of this, 100%. When I saw all of those things, like you said, it just it made me think that Hot Toys is probably creaming themselves right now, ready to unload on us.
Yeah. Just want to mention that you got to see how the hull of Slave One rotate. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
That was really cool. Another thing I do want to mention is that Fennec Shan is wanted by the ISB. That's why she couldn't go with them. And Star Wars Theory, I was watching his video on this one. So they were the location of Moff Gideon is around the crime world of Nar Shaddaa, right? Because they kind of they had like the whole map of the Star Wars universe, right? And where like Moff Gideon's located is Nar Shaddaa, and the surrounding planet is Kamino. So I think they're heading to Kamino in the next episode, right? And Dr. Pershing is probably going to be there. And got to hear about Operation Cinder, which is pretty cool because it links to the Battlefront game. Oh man, by the way, Filoni Favreau doing an awesome job just linking everything together, even the games. But yeah, I really, like you said, Matt, and I really hope that next episode they blow us away, which that's why we got to do a watch party. And for those of you watching, please, check out that watch party that we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Thor, please, if you could try and make it, so that we could watch, the revelation or of, the Yaddle saddle, and yeah.
For Thor, that's late.
The Sith sleep is very mysterious.
You wouldn't sacrifice the Sith sleep for.
I mean, we'll see.
Yaddle
saddle. I might come down here with the red eyes and shit, so you never know.
He's got a show that night too.
Yeah,
that Friday night.
Yeah,
it's actually Thursday night, Friday morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
That night you'll have a show.
Yeah. Also, I do want to mention that Mando was kind of reiterating or saying the exact same lines as Moff Gideon was saying in season 1. So I thought that was pretty cool. He was kind of using that against Moff.
Mm-hmm.
And overall, the Stormtroopers had their little hero moment too. And when they were in the tank and they saved them, I was like, "Whoa, go ahead, Stormtroopers!"
Yeah.
And then Matt was saying that about that last episode. They actually do something. They were actually hitting something too.
Yeah, they were.
Well, I actually kind of felt bad because I was like, "Oh, I don't know. Are we rooting for them? Am I bad because I don't know if those pirates were good? Maybe they were trying to liberate their planet because it's being held by the Empire still."
Yeah, so, you are bad because they are trying to liberate themselves.
You're yeah. But anyway, real quick, also, the Mandalorian killing that guy, the pirate with that spear, is that a foreshadowing of Mando using that Beskar spear?
Yes, I
probably
before.
Yeah, Thor called it. They
had to do something to show that he can use a spear somehow, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what happened.
So. All right, guys. So, yeah, sorry. I really tried. I mean, we love Star Wars and we could talk forever about Star Wars. So I really tried to do it under an hour and a half. Obviously, that didn't happen. But again, I just want to thank Matt and Thor. Matt from Rogue One 6, Thor from DCX Open Mic for making this episode a great one. It was a lot of content to talk about and a lot of stuff to look forward to. So before we wrap things up, let's do our round of plugs. We'll start off with Thor. What you got going on for DCX Open Mic?
Well, this is going to be the last show of the year, because the next 2 Fridays after that are Christmas and New Year's Day. Mm-hmm. So
okay,
this is going to be the Statue Awards, the People's Statue Awards. Let me make that shit clear because some of the shit they voted for, I don't know. But hey, the people's choice. So that's what. So all right. It'll be the award show on Friday night, and that'll be it for. We'll be back on January the 8th.
Yeah. Also, I'm just like Boba. I'm making my return to DCX Open Mic.
Oh yeah.
And we'll talk about some armpit hair when I return. Matt. What you got in store for Rogue One 6?
Rogue One 6, I think we have a group therapy coming up on Friday.
Okay.
And then should have some unboxing soon. I think our RS Boba Fett helmet should be coming in.
Oh, man.
Early next week. Yeah. So we'll be, good timing, right, for all the Boba Fett hype. And Bausch, listen, NYC Bausch, I'll tell you what, he sent that to me. He sent because I got it from Jason. Jason sent that to me. Jason sent that to me the day after Thanksgiving, I think.
What?
It's either lost in the mail or it's in the mail and it's in the mail and hasn't gotten to me yet. Because I know there's a lot of mail that's getting caught up in different places. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I am waiting for it. I'm waiting to see what happens. So might have gotten screwed there.
Oh no.
Oh man.
We'll see. I mean, either way, we'll figure it out. But
I hope. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's just the mail because I heard the mail is really slow because of the holidays. So hopefully,
happening. Yeah.
So
I know 2 years ago I got off of eBay. I got this sideshow Shock T,
mhm.
and it was around this thing.
Yeah.
It took like forever to get here. It was coming from like Arizona or somewhere,
Yeah.
and it took like 3.5 weeks to get here. So, and that was
Yeah.
Is it U.S. postal or what is it? Did he send it?
I don't know. I don't know. So
Damn.
it's an issue, but we'll see. We'll find. Hopefully it'll get here. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
all right, guys. So, again, thank you guys for tuning in. Also, this is actually a special live stream just because I wanted to promote the SithCast YouTube channel. If you guys haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. This won't be available on the Paradox Nerd. I'm just gonna delete it off the channel, and then just if you guys want to rewatch this episode, please, again. Check out the SithCast YouTube channel. Also, if you guys are interested, please join the Scum and Villainy Facebook group. It's a small, Star Wars group where, it's very homey and very cozy. And, it's like, again, it's just like Cheers, right? Where everyone knows each other.
Right.
But just want to wrap things up. And please stay tuned for the Mandalorian watch party this Friday morning. Hopefully the Yaddle Saddle comes to fruition. And looking forward to doing that with Matt. Hopefully Thor can join us. And that wraps it up, guys. Thank you for watching. May the M, aka the midichlorians, be with you guys for always and forever. Take care.